All right, here we go. I was going to say, g'day everyone. I hope you're all keeping well, I hope you are keeping well, but it is the evening and we should be live right now. Hi!
I'm the special guest.
Every time you scream like that, I'm so afraid I've run over your foot with the chair, with the wheelie chair.
I'm the special guest. I'm the one who said also special guest will be joining us tonight.
So
That's me. I said that. We cannot bet.
Well, there's too many screens
Yeah, it's
and
confusing
monitors.
like last time.
Like last time.
With me, like, oh my, I think was that me on the first day of school?
I don't know. That was a long time ago.
Yeah.
A couple of years ago.
Yeah, I'm very
So Charlotte, like last week or the last fortnight, will be chilling out with us for a little bit.
Yeah.
I haven't brushed her hair for a couple of days. She's got like Hermione hair. What you doing down there? Come on, I'll hit you with the chair if you're under the table. Charlotte has Hermione hair.
Yeah.
It is, and right now she has super thick hair and loads of it. When she was born, she had a full head of hair that was about 3 inches long. And it hasn't been brushed for a couple of days. Properly brushed.
But I brush like, I don't know, on the side. I'm just like looking at the comments while you're just telling me a little bit about my hair.
You're looking at the comments. We'll go through the comments in a minute. So Charlotte's going to be hanging out with us for a little bit.
I read it all of them.
You've read them all already. I haven't even looked at the chat, and you're already in there. You just can't wait to see what people are saying, can you?
Oh, wait. You missed the part where you did it.
Oh, you're a cracker. I love it. I love it.
Wait, I want to read it.
All right, you can't sit in there. You can read the chat up there, sweetheart. You can see.
Oh, yeah.
The chat's also up there on that screen up there. Because this screen down here is going to be going away once we get SketchUp open, which we'll be doing tonight. Welcome back to Design Night. It's so good. Second fortnight in a row. It kind of is making up a little bit for the lack of my one-a-day articles. I've no idea what I should be up to. I got to day 17 with my one-a-day articles, and then what happened? We had a long weekend or something, and I don't know. And then just fell off the bandwagon, and one night went, and then a second night went. It is my birthday. Thank you.
We had a really good cake.
We had a delicious cake, didn't we? And how many candles were on the birthday cake?
8.
And why was it 8?
Because there's 44.
Yeah.
And 4 candles on one side and 4 candles on the other.
Yeah. I thought that was quite clever. I think you've got to get creative with candles as people get older and older. Unless you're using those numbers, which are kind of, I think it's nice to have the normal candles. So my wife Kim organised a beautiful, beautiful cake for us, a cheesecake, wasn't it?
Yeah, cheesecake.
Delicious.
She asked me for what's good and I said no.
Yeah. I hope you can hear Charlotte okay. I'm assuming you can because, I've got my microphone right here and Charlotte should be okay. You should be fine. So welcome back to another design night. As I was saying, it's making up for the lack of the one-a-day articles. I don't know what day we should be up to. It must be close to the day 30. I should just put something up. And tonight we'll be picking back up. Oh boy, the City of Ilaria city walls that I was working on. Does anyone remember? Is anyone in the chat who remembers? Was it October last year? 6 months ago? I had not.
Birthday month.
You are. Your birthday's end of October. You're a Halloween baby.
The second and last day.
Yeah.
Not the very end.
Not the very end, but close to it. So it must have been 6 months ago. Time just disappears. And last design night, a fortnight ago, I was super excited about Mordheim. I caught up with my friend Ara from Mana Press. If you follow along on the Facebook page, you would have seen some photos of us playing a game of Mordheim with our friend Adam on some beautiful City of Ilaria tables. And I got all excited and I thought, I'll quickly make some Mordheim buildings. One of those moments where Viv's freaking out going, oh, I can do this in 24 hours. And that didn't happen. So far, I haven't finished any of those Mordheim buildings. In fact, I haven't done any design work since the last stream. Outside of, custom bases and movement trays that people send messages for, and, that doesn't really count as design work. What are you doing? Are you collecting more stuff to put on the bench here? Whilst we're here, I just want to quickly show everyone, because I'm pretty sure this is like a standard sort of wargamer situation, right? So this, What? Oh no, there's even more screens. Yeah, well, there you go. There you can. You're a cracker. Look at this desk here. There's just clutter everywhere. And as I was, pottering around this afternoon, I was like, I'm a typical war gamer. The sound's going to fade out for a little bit. That's working in like this tiny little space when I've got a 3-meter long bench to work on. All right, so tonight we'll be working. Yes, sweetheart. Sometimes? Yeah. Well, I haven't used that camera for a long time. It's the last time I used it was when I did some battle reports.
Look at it.
Yeah. It's full on. It's crazy.
It is. Okay.
So we're going to be working on some City of Ilaria city walls. I think we've got one model to finish off, which is the Gatehouse. Before we jump into SketchUp, let's quickly jump into the chat. I stupidly updated OBS 15 minutes before the stream went live. But everything seems to be working, which sounds great.
Like 3 things they need to watch, 4 things maybe. Oh, I haven't read so many.
Yeah, there's a lot of things going on. We can minimize that one. All right, so let's jump into the chat. We can model places. We can see the chat here. Let's quickly run through who's in the building tonight. Thank you so much to everyone who joins me. Thank you so much to everyone who posts in the chat. Questions, comments, just interacting. It makes the session really, really enjoyable. What was that, sweetheart?
That one's my favorite.
That's when okay, we'll get to that one in a minute. So Jason the Bruce is in the house. Charlotte was the surprise. Yes, she will probably be the surprise every week. Brett Simpson has joined us in the chat. Good evening, all. Grendel NZ is back again. Thank you so much for tuning in on Wednesday. You were there in the chat for the Straight Off the Table. I'm thinking that I might do these streams every week because I almost forgot about the stream tonight.
Wait, no. I know. Now.
You know what your favorite comment is? All right, when I read it out, you tell me, all right?
Yeah.
I almost forgot about the stream tonight because fortnightly sort of things don't work well. Am I in that week or is it next week or? So I might just do them every week. It's super simple. It's super easy. I've got OBS set up here at home now. If you joined us in the studio on Wednesday for the stream there, we had 4 or 5 different cameras going on. We had a roaming camera too, Charlotte, and that roaming camera, we went over to the spray booth and turned the spray booth on. We did some live, demos and stuff. We answered some questions.
You're crazy.
You're crazy. That was great fun. So Grendel NZ, thanks for joining us again. Mitch Gibson, how are you, mate? Right, what's going on here? Probably not a lot. Thank you so much for joining in. It's great to have you here. So good to see, Mitch, that the club, the Westgate Wargamers, they started up here in Melbourne, Mitch, 6 months ago. Feel free, if you're here in Melbourne, jump on Facebook, Mitch. You can chuck your promo in the chat there. 24 members at their club this week, which was phenomenal to see, which is good. It's so great to see new clubs growing and really good attendance. I didn't get to Axes and Ales Gaming Club this week. It just wasn't in the right headspace.
Keep looking.
I'm just interested in what you're doing. And I'm rambling.
I peeled off the stickers and sell it too. So I put the pen in because it's not really working.
Do you know how many sorry, go ahead.
And it makes the hole in it, so I'm just trying to peel.
Do you know how many of these stickers I found stuck to the kitchen bench the other day when I was cleaning up? 4. One of them I had to soak with hot water.
Oh, you did.
Yeah, I did. It's so great to see our clubs are really doing well here in Melbourne. Axes and Ales is booming. We had, I think it was 52 members last week or 52 people there last week. Amazing. Absolutely killing it. Jason the Bruce is in. Yay! Thanks for joining us. Brett Simpson says hello. Thank you for joining us in the chat. Tacid? Oh, sweet. I joined exactly the right time. Well, you joined a little bit early and now you've had to listen to a whole bunch of rambling. And a very, very long intro. I do want to kind of keep tonight short. I haven't had a great deal of sleep. I've been playing loads of Star Citizen. I don't know.
So you recorded like the other day, you recorded like a 1 hour long video. Not saying, because I watched today 3 hours.
I have, and I've been capturing some of that. It's a fascinating game. I backed it in 2013. I spent Yeah, when you were born. I spent $700 on that game.
Wait, I'm guessing soon you say my birthday because you birth actual day because you say my birth month, my birth year. So I'm guessing.
Yeah. And so that's been a huge amount of fun. And so I was up until 4 o'clock this morning, and then my in-laws phoned me from Adelaide at 8:20 to say happy birthday. So that was my sleep-in done. Where are we? Jason the Bruce, Brett Simpson. Mitch is here. Charlotte, what 3D printer should I get? What? So Mitch Gibson in the chat has said, what 3D printer should he get?
I don't know. Any.
Charlotte thinks you should get a Prusa Mark 3S.
No, I don't. I said any you want.
If you want a good printer that's going to work just nicely and well, everyone will recommend an Ender 3 or an Ender 5 to you. If you want to spend a little bit of extra money, I'd go with the Prusa Mark 3. That's what I have at the studio.
That's what I'm saying then. That's what I'm saying. That one.
Well, I think it's a good suggestion. The recommendation is a good one, Charlotte. Well done. Scott from Tide World Studios, who used to design at Knights of Dice, now has his own studio. He's been using Prusas. He bought an Ender 3 to add to his print farm, gave it to a friend, and bought another Prusa.
It does work.
So if you're looking at 3D printers, the Prusa is available either as a kit or ready built. The ready built is obviously assembled and tested and calibrated and ships out to you. They're not cheap, but in comparison to some of the cheaper printers you can get.
Okay,
but they're a very, very, very good printer. Or you can buy the kit and assemble it yourself. It comes with absolutely amazing instructions, super detailed, and a pack of Haribo gummy bears, which is kind of like their thing now. And you get the experience of building the 3D printer yourself. I did have it here at home at one stage, but I took it back to the studio. So yeah, that's what Charlotte recommends. The
Dad,
the
I found
Mark
a
3.
comment you should say something.
All right, we'll hit them all up.
Because that's the very end.
Samwise Rando, hi Viv, good to hear. I'm not behind on reading your articles. Yeah, well, there hasn't been any articles for over a week now. I must get something up.
My favorite one was the printer one.
That was your favorite comment?
Yeah.
The printer one?
One of my favorites.
One of your favorites, okay.
I got one more. Gotcha.
Gwendolyn said, congrats, I had my 45th last Friday. Oh, happy birthday and congratulations. No candles, but my dad made a special 45th birthday card out of other cards. That's the best type of card, right? And it's totally appropriate for our hobby, where we repurpose and reuse things to make something new. In this case, it's a birthday card, but, maybe that birthday card at some stage will be turned into some pieces of terrain. Where are we? Aaron Hayes is in the chat. Jason the Bruce, wow, really, what was ages ago? I thought I'd missed things. No, not at all. I would love a deep desk, but Mitch Gibson says, I'd love a deep desk, cuts into the floor space too much, spoiled after working on big workshop workbenches. Well, this is just a normal kitchen bench. It's only 600 deep or something, but by the time I put all the monitors and everything on, I ended up with, a foot of space to work with. All right, let's jump into things. Everyone is here. Adam Banks is in the chat. Happy birthday, he says, excuse me. Thank you so much. Let's jump into what we're doing. I have. Oh, and Titan Wargaming's jumped into the chat. I'm trying to avoid 3D printers. I'd spend too much cash on printing stuff. Well, it's kind of unavoidable now. It's the way of the future. There's so many people out there designing products. Let me know if the...
That one should...
Which one?
What?
This one?
No, this one.
I was going to play Star Citizen tonight. Oh, I've missed some comments. Here we go.
See, I told you.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I knew it.
Thank you for pointing that out. Good memory, Viv. We hit a big record last night. Westgate Wargaming Club is cool. Yes. I was going to play Star Citizen tonight. What do you think of it? Let's jump into a SketchUp and we'll chat while we're playing around. Let me know if you want to see my stupid face in the bottom right hand corner, or if I just turn it off. All right, sweetheart. Or we just turn it off. Let me know. I think sometimes it's nice to see people's faces. You know, I've been watching some Star Citizen videos where, you know, streamers have their stupid face down in the corner with their green screen and stuff. And then I've really been enjoying some channels where there's just the, you know, the screen. You don't need to see the streamer's face. And I think partly because Star Citizen is an absolutely gorgeous game. It is packed full of bugs, and it's super janky and it's super glitchy, but it is absolutely gorgeous. I'm a super casual gamer, so you know, I don't really take things seriously at all. And so for me, you know, the 9 years that Star Citizen has been in development, it's still in alpha, is not a big problem. You know, I love exploring, I love finding stuff, and Star Citizen is just full of that.
Add a bit.
That's some of my cake. Well, the cake is there for everyone to share. So where did we get to last time for those people who joined us 6 months ago when we were looking at the last time I was working on the City of Ilaria stuff was probably 6 months ago, October or November. It was definitely last year sometime. We had gotten through most of the city wall components. So these are all the city wall components that are from the Mirrors of Talan range. Originally, when we started that range, we did a series called Nasain, and if I was prepared, I'd have some screenshots to show you, but I'm not prepared. And that had snake motifs and stuff. You can look it up on the website, NA_SAIN, or you can go to Fantasy Terrain and look for Mirrors of Talan, and you'll see the Nasain range there. Full of snake motifs. You know, I think, you know, we were going through like a Conan, you know, moment at that stage where we were drawing on the, you know, the snake temple and stuff. And so after we released all of these kits, the Mirrors of Talan, the City of Ilaria kits, it made sense to do some city walls. And so I've taken those Nasain city walls and reskinned them with the motifs of the City of Ilaria, which, you know, fits you know, a couple of different sorts of game systems, generic fantasy or, you know, other games. You're gonna eat that chocolate right in front of me.
Sorry.
So where did we get to? We got all of these components done. These are all finished. The tower, this is a 6-inch tower, a 12-inch wall, a 6-inch wall, the double staircase, the right sweep, the left sweep. The last model is the gatehouse. And I had kind of finished the gatehouse model, which I don't think I've got a copy of at the moment anymore, until somebody had pointed out, oh yeah, here we go. It's this one here. Let's jump in here. So this piece just pops out of the way. Until somebody, I've got a feeling it was Tamsin P. Well, here we go. I look up, and in the chat, there is Tamsin P. Good afternoon. How are you? Thank you so much for joining me once again. Had pointed out that this portcullis, which you know, slots into that little opening there. Once it's down, it makes sense. Let's just drop. We'll just drop it there. Whatever. Once it's down, it makes sense, but when the portcullis goes up, it doesn't have a space for it to go into. Now, it's not normally an issue, right? It's a wargaming model, it's representative, but I was like, well, while we're here, and we're, you know, reskinning this model to fit the City of Ilaria, you know, a theme, I might as well rework the gatehouse and increase. You can see there's the original floor, and then we've stuck a temporary wall piece in here. We just, you know, increased the height of it to, you know, make space for the portcullis to lift up into, and therefore be a little bit more realistic.
Dad?
Yes, sweetheart.
There's like, even if you get through, you go.
What do you mean, where do I go?
Like, there's nowhere.
Well, this is just the model that I'm working on. If we were going into the city, this is, we'd go through this door here. All these doors work. You know, they swing and open and close and all that sort of stuff. We go into this inner courtyard.
Wait, do those doors work?
No, these are just facade pieces that just go onto the model. You can put them anywhere you want. We didn't put working doors on all of the castle wall pieces so that you could put doors anywhere you wanted them. But yeah, the castle, the gatehouse doors work. So we got to that point where I had started to modify the gatehouse. If I didn't modify the gatehouse, we'd probably have this finished and it would be released already. Well, actually, no, that's not true. If I continued doing the design work, then, you know, this range would be finished. But, you know, I crapped out and got sidetracked by 50 other things and it just didn't happen. So this is what we are working on. The Gatehouse is the last model in this range. There's probably a couple of nights in it, simply because whenever you modify a model like this, you know, reskinning things is relatively easy, but as soon as you start changing its geometry, its engineering, then things become a little bit more complicated, and sometimes it can just be much easier just to start it from scratch. So that's what we're working on. Let me know in the chat if you're working on anything. I'm well aware that it's a Friday night here in Melbourne, and you know, some people might be doing some hobby work. I'm well aware that people are tuning in from overseas. Let me know where you're tuning in from. It's always interesting to see where people are tuning in from. And we'll see what we can get done here. Let me know. I just realized that we've got some music playing in the background, and I think the attribution says that this is a soundtrack from Alexander, I think, but I don't think it is. I've got a feeling that this is music from Stream Beats, from their lo-fi album. Yeah, it wasn't a good idea to update my OBS 15 minutes before we went live. Okay. So that's what we're working on. Let's jump up into the chat, just see what we've missed. I can see it's moving through. Stupid face. Yes. Okay. Well, I'll leave the stupid face there. It is nice, you know. It feels a little bit more personal because, you know, when I'm working on the model, I can be, you know, rambling and talking away working on the model. But, you know, I feel this connection when I'm talking to people. I can look at the camera and I feel like I'm connecting with you. So let's leave the stupid face.
You don't have a
no, I don't have a stupid face. I have a beautiful face.
Yes.
I have a lovely face with good lines, and I've trimmed up my beard. It was getting long, wasn't it?
It was about up to here.
Yeah, it was getting long and raggedy, so I trimmed that up the other day. Trimmed my hair, cleaned all that up. Thank you, sweetheart.
Yay.
I love you very much. So that's what we're working on. Stupid face. Seeing you while you interact with us is cool, says Brett Simpson. Yeah, it's nice. You know, it's great to have this community feel. You know, I mentioned it on Wednesday when we were looking at the stuff in the workshop that it's nice to have other people, you know, to do hobby work with. This is part of the problem that we end up with. It's been ages since I looked at this model.
Floating in the middle.
Okay, here's a question for you people. It's been ages since I looked at this model. You can see here I've got SketchUp. You freak! I thought it was going to crash for a minute. You can see I've got bits and pieces all over the place. Now, when I was working on this 6 months ago, this piece needs to be, that's its final position, which means that this piece here needs to come up. Let's grab a corner where we can navigate our way around properly. That needs to come up there. There's going to be a lot of fiddling with this model.
Fiddle.
to make it work.
You just got distracted.
Well, darling, you know me. I get distracted incredibly easy.
Yeah. Anything that's even like that big of a problem.
Yeah, do I?
Like a problem. I'm distracted.
So this, like I was just saying before, you know, this model needs to be reworked. And, you know, I've gotten to, please, sweetheart. I'm not 100% sure where I am with it. So either I persist and we mess around a little bit on the stream here, just, you know, making a little bit of progress to try and accommodate this, this portcullis, or we just say, nah, stuff it. And we just roll with the model that's already done. This model is done. I'm pretty sure it's done. I think we took out, this might have been another Tamsin P suggestion. Take out the arrow slits, which we did on these final models. So That's the last thing that needs to happen on this kit. And then if we do that, then this model is ready. It just needs to be, you know, flattened. And then, is this a component? Is it going to affect anything else? Doesn't look like it. These walls are all a component piece. Okay, cool. So I can modify one of these walls and it will modify all of them, which is nice to see. Let's put that in. Okay, so we can get rid of those. This model now, oh, hang on. Oh, yeah, a different size wall. This is 6 inches, the other one is 4. This model is now ready to flatten along with all of these other pieces and can be cut. So my question then is, and this is, you know, which is, you know, wonderful about having a live interaction, even if it's just with a handful of people. It's intimate, it's nice. It's my crew of people. I keep on seeing the same people in the chat, which is amazing. Thank you so much. It's absolutely phenomenal that, you know, yeah, it's amazing. But I can ask you guys, should I mess around with this gatehouse? And, you know, I don't really like it, actually, to be honest. It probably is more realistic. You know, all I've done at this point is just increase the height to accommodate the portcullis. I haven't looked at any references or anything of an actual gatehouse, so it kind of looks a bit weird. I kind of like this one, how it's got that weird elevation here. Let's put this portcullis down. What is this, a part of a group? Or, oh, yeah. Let's put this portcullis down. I do kind of like how this has, I'm going to put its roof back on. So this little piece here, it's got this little tab. Well, here we go. I think I've answered my own question. This little floor piece here has this tab on it, so you can grab hold of it and pull it out of the model. That, by itself, it breaks the immersion, right? So this is... Oh, SketchUp, you're a freak! It just loves to wig out sometimes. So that piece goes in there to cover up the portcullis, and you can take that out to lift the portcullis out. So you let me know. This range is ready to go if we keep this gatehouse. Or I can naff about with this model, which will take me a couple of nights to finish by the time I go back through and figure out all the geometry and, you know, redo all the tabs and slots and stuff and make sure that it all works properly. And you let me know in the chat. While that broadcasts out, let's go jump into the chat and see what we've missed so far. Where are we? Stupid face. Okay. Grendel says the Nusain Shrine is awesome and double cool that you used my painted version as your example pick on the site. Oh, did I? Was that yours? Did I ask you to do that? Shall we have a look at it? I'm really keen to have a look at it now. Let's get this up. We'll just... Sometimes during design night I watch YouTube, which is why this is ready. I don't think we'll be doing that tonight. Let's go to the Knights of Dice website. I really need to redo this website. It is so incredibly slow. It's just bloated over the years with plugins and stuff.
Have you ever customized your Chrome?
Have I ever customized my Chrome?
Yeah.
I don't think so. So here we go. Under fantasy terrain is where you'll find the City of Alaria stuff and the Kingdom of Nusain. So we'll go to the Kingdom of Nusain. I must add more painted photos. Okay. Oh, right. Yeah. This was a gorgeous paint job. I hope I asked you if I could do that. It would be unusual if I didn't. I don't normally do that sort of stuff. So I hope that I did ask you if I could do that, or maybe you sent them to me because I asked you. I can't quite remember. Gorgeous. It's a lovely model. It's a gorgeous model. And I always love seeing them out there in the wild.
The only reason you don't remember.
The purple. Well, I thought it was red first, didn't I? And then I said blue.
No, you thought it was blue, then you thought it was...
Right. I don't know. I don't remember. I have a shocking memory. All right, let's close that down. Let's close that back down. Amazing. it's a great model and a great paint job. You've done an absolutely phenomenal job. I love the flagstones on that. You guys can't see that anymore, but I'll quickly bring that back up. Yeah, I love the flagstones on this, how there's some variation in there. It blends really, really well. Have you put an oil wash on this? It looks like an oil wash. It's got that really subtle shading that you get from an oil wash. It doesn't look, yeah, it's gorgeous. Well done. It's a super, super job. Yeah, so Tamsin P says, yes, that was me. Whoops. Oh, good. Look, it was a suggestion that came up in the chat and, we rolled with it. The fact that the set hasn't been released yet, it's got nothing to do with you and 400% to do with me. What? 400? Well, it's 100% to do with me, but 400 is just an exaggeration to make something sound a little bit more critical or important. When some people say you give 110%, you can't give 110% because 100% of something is all of it. But people say 110% to make something sound more impactful. I'm giving 110% of my effort. I'm giving it everything I've got. Yeah, 101. So Titan Wargaming says, one thing I remember when you were working on these is some of the bricks on the wall inserts didn't go all the way to the top. On the wall inserts, we'll see. Once these are all laid up. This brickwork here, this stuff here, you can see here, it's highlighting a lot of stuff in the background. These are all components. So if you're doing work in SketchUp and you've got component or pieces that are the same, you can make them a component, and so that whenever you change them, it'll change them everywhere else. So you don't have to go through and change it on 5 or 6 different models. It'll just change them as long as these models are part of the same SKP file. This stuff is redone in Illustrator anyway. So I'll notice that if there's missing brickwork or stuff like that, that'll get picked up in Illustrator, and certainly once we get to prototyping and cutting and all that sort of stuff. What have you done here? What is that? That's a Fitbit with a Pringles lid, a hair tie, and a purple or pink baby muslin cloth.
And then
All right. Amazing. Tamsin P says, happy to take the blame. Brett Simpson, what about a small gate too? That could be a side gate to the castle that is just double doors with no towers. Oh, kind of like a sally door. What are they called? A sally port?
it's a
You certainly could do that. The door packs, I think, would allow you to do that. You can, these door packs, you could really put them anywhere you want. So, on the side of your castle here, you might put a, let's just attach that on there. You might put a sally port or something on the side here. Yes, it's certainly a good option. The first thing that jumps to mind is, Helm's Deep, where Aragon and Gimli are coming out through the sally port and jumping over. You have to toss me. I can't make the distance. Mitch Gibson says, wow, I remembered this dilemma. Great observation. Keen to see you work out a solution. Sidetracked Jason says, sidetracked Viv. No, tell me it's not true. It is 100% true. A post and gate. That's the one. Tamsin P says a post and gate. Those are usually single doors. But a good idea to have one. Yeah, it is. It is. What are you crunching and munching on back there? Yeah, I was thinking like an arch and gate that doesn't have towers, just the door. What is this? That's just, this is unnecessary to do this, but, just for the sake of keeping things clean. And that's all our models. Sweet, sweet, sweet. Thinking like an arch and gate that doesn't have towers. Oh, just the door. Right. So, like this middle piece here. Is this what you're talking about? not these towers on the side. Actually, that's probably not a bad idea. Well, actually, I can't easily pull that piece out. It might need to. We could do that. Actually, we could do that.
You just did that 3 times.
We could make this a 12-inch wall section or a 6-inch wall section, because the walls, if we grab a wall, they're slightly lower than we'll just stick it in the front here. So we can see that the wall is slightly lower than the gate. So they'll have to be, this gate section will need to be a little wider with some steps coming down. Actually, that'd be kind of cool. That'd be kind of cool to have like a gate, a back gate or a side gate. Yeah, okay, I can see that. I can see that. Grendel NZ says, I'm working on the last part of a massive pile of Sarissa terrain for a 7TV pulp horror campaign. Two amazing things. Sarissa makes some great terrain. I really love what they're doing, and obviously they're crunching it right now. I do remember, and I since got a message when Foreground put up their notice saying that they were closing. About a week after that, or a couple of days after that, I put up a post carrying on about postage prices for, you know, very large, heavy, you know, a couple of 100 kilogram air freight orders to Europe and stuff, you know, being outrageously expensive.
I think I've asked you before, but
Yeah,
I
but-
don't remember.
You don't remember what terrain is? Go get out of here. What are you talking about? What is terrain? It's all this stuff on the shelves around us that we play games, like all those models up there, all those models up. Oh, well, there's only one model up there that we play games with. And then Sarissa put up a post on Instagram of one of their guys on a forklift, and I don't know if the forklifts had, you know, the brand, whether it was Toyota or whatever, had this sticker on it, or they'd put it on there. And the side of the forklift, pallets and pallets of kits all wrapped to go out to their you know, retailers and whatever. And on the side of their forklift said "Still the best." So maybe it was a still forklift. I don't know. But yeah, crushing it. And 7TV, oh man, Carl's such a great guy. It was so good to chat with him during the. And we're just talking now. We're just chatting. This is great. I will get to the point where I've asked you about this gatehouse because it's kind of important. I am kind of tempted just to stick with this gatehouse because it's done and I can flatten all of this next week. It's Anzac Day on Monday, 25th of April is Anzac Day here in Australia. A very important day for our military people. You know, half of my family is military, so I will be observing that, and it's a public holiday, so I won't be back into the studio until Tuesday. Huh? Well, Auntie Priya, she's a lieutenant commander in the Navy. Uncle AJ was a medic in the Army. And Uncle Levine, he was a chef, served on submarines for 16 years. Served in the Gulf War and stuff. So Monday's above the holiday. If I just stick with this gatehouse, we can get all of this prototyped next week and get it out. I've had many messages from people saying what's going on with it. And I said, I'll get to it. I didn't realize I had already done the model until Tamsin had popped up and said, hey, that doesn't make any sense. I'll get to that in a second. But 7TV is an amazing game. Sadly, I've never played it. I've read the rulebook 3 or 4 times. Carl's an amazing guy, and the work that they're doing there at Crooked Dice, especially over the last couple of years. I remember a few years back, Carl was saying, you know, I don't know if there'll be another print run of 7TV. You know, the capital behind, you know, and the investment into printing and all that sort of stuff is monstrous sometimes. And then, you know, he hooked up with Edge Hill University, and all of a sudden, you know, it's just, things are going crazy. Kickstarter after Kickstarter, new models after new models. Those guys are pumping it. I absolutely love it. I really must actually organize some people at the club. I know there's a whole bunch of interest to actually get into some 7TV because it's a wonderful narrative game. If you're not familiar with 7TV, go hit up crookeddice.co.uk. It is an amazing game. Let's jump in there and go pimp Carl for a little bit because I really love what they do. I think it's crooked-dice.co.uk. It is. Look at this. My brain does work sometimes. Crooked Dice Game Design Studio. So much amazing pulp stuff. I don't know how they get away with a lot of the stuff that they do, because it is so very closely related. Actually, having said that, look at what I'm working on right here. How am I getting away with this?
What do you mean getting?
Well, a lot of the stuff here that Carl makes is heavily influenced from the pulp genre, from TV shows from the 60s, 70s, early 80s maybe. It's yeah. Go hit up Crooked Dice and check out what those guys are doing. So much amazing stuff if you're into narrative gameplay. Campaign Terrain is here in the chat. It says here in Eastern America. I wish I would give you a timestamp for some of these chat comments, because anyway. I'm working on not sleeping just now. I will be editing video after the stream. So yeah, good morning.
Where?
Just right here, up here. This one. Yeah, editing video is something that I'm really struggling with at the moment. I just don't have the motivation to do it, and I spoke about that during Wednesday stream a little bit. There's just probably too much data for me that I'm getting overwhelmed by it. I think I just need to, as I mentioned in that stream, just stick with what I'm filming on the camera, use the CCTV footage where I can for supplementary B-roll and all that sort of stuff, rather than trying to look through that B-roll footage and capture what's happening in the studio. There's things that happen in the studio that are hilarious, and obviously I'm not walking around with a camera all the time, but after 10 days I've forgotten that's happened, and when I'm sitting down to edit, I'm like, oh yeah, this happened on what day, at what time. Now I've got to go through 9 different cameras to try and remember, and
Anyways, we've missed like 40 million.
There's been what? We jumped down to the bottom of the chat. Let's come back to the main camera for a little bit. We'll have a bit of a chat. Yeah. Because we're not doing anything in SketchUp, are we? Shala has seen the comment there from Myrtle23. Thank you so much for joining us. That says hello from Adelaide.
Grandma and Pop live.
That is where Grandma and Pop live. That's where Mum and Dad are from.
Do you know?
And Grandma and Pop live there.
Tyler's brother actually went to Adelaide for a holiday.
Well, those guys are from Adelaide as well. Most of the people in Melbourne are like the New Zealanders. They come to Australia. And most people in Melbourne come here from Adelaide.
Edie in my old class.
Let's scroll back up. I want to see if we can hit up some of these comments about the Gatehouse. Where are we? Scroll back up. Wow, there's been a few things going on here. Brett Simpson says, I'm painting some Norman Knights for my D&D campaign at the moment. I got rid of a lot of my historical stuff, which I mildly regret. I really wanted to do a Teutonic or a crusading force of both sides, Saracens and the Christians. Really interesting. I love, what's it called? Kingdom of Heaven. Yeah, sweetheart. If you want to point to things, point down here, because when you point up there, your hand goes in front of the camera and they can't see my beautiful face. Remember, I don't have a stupid face. I've got a beautiful face, so they should be able to see it all the time.
No, they don't see it all the time. They see it every single day.
Yeah, I'd love to pick up another bunch of figures. I had a bunch of stuff from Deus Vault.
That's the part where you're talking about your beautiful face.
Brett Simpson says, will it overall look too big on the table? I don't think so. Maybe. I assume we're talking about the Gatehouse here, the big Gatehouse. Why have I turned on Discord? Let's close Discord. What am I looking at? SketchUp. This is where we're going.
This would be the perfect thing for Mars, Dad. Look at this.
This does look really blocky. It looks really chunky to me. I assume this is what you're talking about, Brett. It kind of looks like our house, which, when we built, we modified and, pushed some walls and stuff out. And it, we got away from that beautiful profile within, varying elevations and stuff that, just ended up becoming a big box. And if you're talking about this Gatehouse being a separate piece here, just inbuilt into the wall without the towers, I think that would be a great piece. And Tamsin did mention in the chat there that it would be a good interior wall, like this one back here. When you come into this inner courtyard, this killing field in here, I don't see the need to have another set of towers here, but you obviously want that second gate so that if a force breaks through here, you know, they're trapped inside this killing zone while they break through the second gate.
You're going to spend as much time as...
What's that, Bonnie?
You're going to spend lots of time in SketchUp now.
Well, that's what Design Night's for me to play around in SketchUp and design things and, you know, just play basically. And, you know, at the same time I get to chat with people and, you know, get a little bit of feedback. So.
Okay.
Jason the Bruce says it's totally generic. What do you mean? It is. It's a 100% an original concept. Where is the chat gone? Here we go. YouTube. I'm just picking things out of the chat here at the moment. Titan Wargame says, I like the taller gate section. Brett Simpson says it's the main gate. Yeah. It's the main gate. Okay, yeah. Can we have both? I actually like the Gatehouse. I always did. I remember understanding what he said, but I like it. Yes. Mitch Gibson says the tab is for dwarves to stand on to get a better view. You could have picked a better spot. You want me to find you a box? Gwendolyn says you did ask about that wonderful Nasian temple that he painted up. Yeah, was it the temple? Yeah. Not the temple, the shrine. You did ask after I sent it to you. All good. Amazing. Tamsin says, just thinking the upper arrow slits didn't need to be deleted, just the lower ones. Well, the problem with where's SketchUp gone? The problem with the upper arrow slits are actually on the Gatehouse. Yes, that's true. That's true. Yeah, we don't want the bottom ones because, you know, obviously we don't want people firing in out of here. We want to be firing down on people. I haven't included them on the, obviously the walls, we took them out there. I remember the discussion about that. It doesn't make sense for them to be there. We could leave. Okay, let's just go back a few. I'm just undoing these changes here. That's the last one, I think.
A bit too far.
A bit too far. So I was going to say the only issue that I can see is that if we connect this Gatehouse up to a wall section, right, that you've got this arrow slit here, but you're going to cover that anyway with a door. And if you didn't have a door there, you might want to have that arrow slit there so that, you know, if people had come over the wall, you could be firing arrows out of here onto this walkway without being able to be engaged by somebody. So, okay, all right, we can keep those top ones, and you can always cover them with a door if you want to. I blue tack my doors on. I don't glue them. That way I can move them around wherever I want. So let's get rid of these ones on the whoops. Let's get rid of these ones on the bottom. What are we doing, Viv? We're just moving too quick. My finger's not working. Select that, cut it, select everything, delete that, paste that back in place, push it out 3 mil, and we're done. And then the side ones, we can get rid of these ones here, and copy that and push it out, and we're done. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Brett Simpson's also in Adelaide, Charlotte. Yeah, another one with a big smiley face.
Yeah, that's the one I was pointing at.
He says he came from Tassie. I'd like to go to Tassie. Tassie's a beautiful place.
I pointed
Charlotte.
there. And then you were like, blah, blah, blah.
Hurrah.
And then you said, I can't. You said, nobody can.
Yeah. Carl makes stuff. Hey, Carl, how are you? Thanks for joining us in the chat. If you're still with us, thank you so much. It's not a case of one and done, though. I'm sure plenty of people like the Gatehouse as it is, and if it really bugs you, you can always bump a version 2 later on. That's true. That is true. I like the Gatehouse as it is for 2 reasons. One, it has that really interesting profile. You know, it's got some elevation changes, and it looks interesting from a perspective. Here you've got this lower city wall, which I wish was much taller. This is not very tall at all. If we zoom in, and we went through this last year actually. Why is it this height? Is 92 or 91 millimeters, 9 centimeters tall. Why is it that tall? because it is the height of a Games Workshop ladder from their Lord of the Rings set. That allows you to have a ladder on there and put the figures on. It would be cool if they were taller. One of the things that I was working on, and I don't know if we played with it last year, was a set of foundations that go underneath all of this stuff to lift it all up. So if you wanted to play with those, then it would give you. Let's grab something real quick. We'll just copy all of this. We'll close that out of here and we'll stick it in here. Was like this foundation system with this angled wall that would allow you to increase the height of your city walls and give you a terraced approach on the inside. And so, this is adding another, 60 mil.
That's what I do.
50 mil. So that was something that I've been playing with.
Wait, what?
So yes, we could release these later on as a wave 2. We could release a modified Gatehouse. What happened? Well, we've just got different screens and stuff open. We should still be live. Yeah. We are? Well, too many screens and too many things going on. Well, there's not too many screens. We just don't have enough screen. I need a 4th monitor over there where I can put some of this stuff that I have to keep opening and closing. Let's jump out of SketchUp. All right, let's jump back into the chat, and we'll keep.
I'm reading the chat.
You're reading the chat. We've got too many windows. Where's the other one gone? Oh shit! Here we go. Yeah, that piece looks fantastic. Well, we're still back at that shrine. It is a wonderful model. Tamsin P says that piece looks fantastic. It is a wonderful, wonderful model. Scott did an amazing job on that. That was a one-day model, believe it or not. Scott just smashed that out. And if you've been around for a while and you remember the Miller's Tower, that model that's 2.5 feet tall, one of the very first Century City models. Do I have one here? No. That was another one-day model. What the? Do a search, maybe you'll be able to find some photos on the Facebook page or something. Miller's Tower, done in a day. What the hell? Yeah, beautiful, beautiful model. And Grendel NZ has done an amazing paint job on it.
Did you say better?
I said Grendel NZ because that's his name here on YouTube, Grendel NZ. And Tamsin P says, forgot the walls are too low for that arch to work in them. Yeah, we can't put those in the city walls. It'll have to be another wall piece, which I don't think is a bad idea. Definitely, Jason the Bruce says, I'm definitely working on my Pacific Terrain, and they're definitely not in the box still because I got distracted. Yeah, I was chatting with someone the other day. Actually, it might have come up on the stream. Somebody was like, I bought the Pacific Hut bundle. We did this cool set of models, 10 models that we based on real buildings that we found photographs of from northern Papua New Guinea. And he's like, I bought the full package 2 years ago, Viv, and they're still in the shrink wrap. Sweetheart, wait down here.
Look, no, I can't.
You can't. Well, then you have to wait.
Because it's a comment up there.
Yeah, see, I'm trying to go through the chat in order, and you're just seeing the most recent post. You're way ahead of me. You should be reading out the chat. You can be my co-host and going, hey, Viv, we got a comment here from blah, blah, blah.
We got the latest comment.
Well, they're the latest comments up there, and then I'm going through the comments down here. This is YouTube down the bottom here, and that's OBS up the top. And
But
OBS
also have the live chat.
Yeah, OBS has got the live chat in the latest version. But I'm using the YouTube studio. Anyway, let's quickly run through. I forgot they were definitely working on that. Grendel NZ said, I suggest get this released. Perfect is the enemy of finished. Fucking isn't it just? You can always update it later, but get it released, Perfection is procrastination in disguise.
Nothing is perfect, no.
Nothing is perfect, no one is perfect. I know what just happened to the chat. Here we go. Yeah, go with the completed one for now, says Tamsin P, but perhaps work on the larger one for later. Yeah, I've been wanting to for such a long time come back to our existing ranges and add models to it. And for some reason, my schizophrenic brain says, add a new range, do some Mordheim runes. What about some more sci-fi stuff? If you want people to be able to see this, you need to hold it back here, sweetheart, so that the camera can focus on it.
I just
and
peeled
then move it in slowly. Or maybe I've got it switched off.
I peeled all the stickers off and then I put them back on.
Why do these all say Charlotte on it? These must be super old. Where did you find these? In a sticker book. These were when you were just a baby and we were like, oh, we can get name tags with Charlotte on it. And, we can get those iron-on things to put on her clothes. And now we're fucking just drawing them with Sharpies. Charlotte C.
Yeah, they actually say my name on it. In the right, area. I love these stickers.
Brett Simpson says, what would the possibility of getting this out and then expansion on the other pretties out in maybe a year's time? Yeah, easy. Your hair needs to be cut.
It does badly.
Mitch Gibson says, yeah, echoing the ship it as it is notion. 100%, yeah. Myrtle 23, hello from Adelaide. I'm just catching up to the Adelaide comments now. My dad is driving from Adelaide. The chat has moved again. Mitch says my dad is driving from Adelaide to Melbourne as we speak. When we drive to Adelaide to go visit Kim's parents and catch up with our friends there, we listen to a podcast called The Dollop.
And Dad just bought tickets.
Yeah, it's an American podcast.
Birthday today, but then we won't see. Like he said, I might have a sleepover like that day.
What? So they're touring Australia. They did a live show here on the 19th and another one on the 24th. They've gone to Adelaide, actually. They'll be there tonight. And then another one here in Melbourne on the 22nd. So I booked tickets for that for my birthday. So Kim and I will go check that out, which was a nice surprise for her because, it's something that we listen to together whenever we drive to Adelaide. And before coronavirus, that was generally a couple of times a year. At least once a year, if not, a few times. Manapress is in the chat here. Hey, Viv, happy birthday. City looks amazing. Thanks, Ara. It was so good to see you the other day, mate. We had so much fun playing some Mordheim. And this is another thing. Let's come back to, the old SketchUp. Is this the right OBS? It is. So I've got two different versions of OBS running. One that's got this camera that's streaming as a virtual camera, which allows me to, naff about with, the different views like this one, the back camera and, other things. And so different versions of OBS. Anyway, getting sidetracked. It was great fun to see you, mate, and had a blast. If I get this model done as it is, we just flatten all of this stuff next week and prototype it all, then I can continue with the Mordheim stuff. I got another bird that's been killed with that same stone. So that would certainly be good.
How did a bird?
No, we're not killing any birds. It's just an expression. There's no bird has come.
Now can I show you the comment? I back in my picture.
Jason the Bruce says, me falls in love with the foundations. No, Viv, don't do it. I don't need even more in my pile of shame.
Dad, this is the comment. That one. That comment.
From Ragao. Lol, I just noticed your hat collection in the background.
If you turn...
Did you? We'll go back to main camera.
Yeah. Right there.
Oh yeah, that's just part of it. That's just my fedoras. Mostly fedoras. There's a couple of caps and stuff up there and a slouch hat. And
he's got so many hats. He's like a hat collector.
And then there's more hats in my wardrobe upstairs. They're all hats that I don't wear. Like stupid goofy hats, like Russian hats and, big fluffy ear things. And duck hats? There's no duck hats there. There's a lot of caps and beanies and stuff, but,
Beanie Boo.
You need to go to sleep now. You're getting crazy. It's 10 o'clock. It's 10 o'clock. We're going to be finishing up here soon anyway.
It's at 10 o'clock.
Those foundations work well, says Tamsin. Yeah, so I think we pretty much agreed. I will release this range in the coming weeks as it is. I'll flatten all of this stuff next week. Actually, if I do a little bit of work on this over the weekend, if I flatten this stuff this weekend, that doesn't take long, a couple of hours working that. Prototype cuts on Tuesday. Maybe Wednesday next week, straight off the table, we can assemble some of those and have another chat. I think that's. I think we're onto a winner here. And then a modified Gatehouse, a different version of it, maybe something slightly different. Maybe something slightly different.
Wait, you mean
and the city foundations? Yes, Bonnie.
You mean like next Wednesday?
Next Wednesday.
Oh, actually.
At the studio.
In the morning?
No, during the afternoon, 2 o'clock on Wednesdays. At the studio. No, you'll be at school next week. School goes back. School holidays finished. You get back to school on Tuesday. It's 10 o'clock, sweetheart. We gotta finish up. This is crazy. You shouldn't be up this late.
Yeah.
I still need to brush your hair. So those city foundations work well, says Thames and P. Yeah, I think they'll be good. Just noticed your hat collection. I'd love to see some expansion to the Pacific Hut, says Jason and Bruce. There's so many things I'd love to add to all the existing ranges. And I said this to Scott before, he finished up last year, that, we need to do more stuff with the existing ranges, add more stuff. Neo Sentry was one of those ranges that just has grown and grown and grown because, it's such a cool, fun, set that it was easy to add stuff to it. I've added a few things to the Tabula Rasa desert building set, the blank shells with, some bigger compounds and all that sort of stuff. They were great fun. So I've added a few things. I need to stop making new ranges. I will finish the Mordheim range because I'm super keen to play more Mordheim. And I'd love to have my own models for it. I don't want to have to scratch build stuff. Well, completely scratch build stuff. I'd like to have a shell that I could work from. So, just some walls and, a little bit of tutor work and stuff on them. And yeah, we'll get to that. So yeah, I'd love to add more stuff to those kits as we move forward. Samwise Rando says, I'm painting some models from the Baron's War game. Watching your build, this is great motivation. Baron's War is another one of those games. There's just too many. Shall we? Well, while we're pimping stuff, where are we? What? I think I've deleted some things.
Deleted them out.
I did.
You just did you answer my question?
Oh no, it's in here. Let's get this up. So if you haven't seen the Baron's War, this is done by is it Andy Hobday and the crew from Footsore. There's this whole weird little collective niche in Nottingham, and I'm not entirely sure whose game this is or who owns it. I know that Footsore Miniatures do some wonderful miniatures for it. I think the rules are done by Andy Hobday and another one of his friends. Absolutely gorgeous. This brings me back to that crusading period. Similar sort of historical time frames, but different periods. The Baron's War, obviously the troubles in England between the king there at the time. I can't remember who he was. Too late, and I can't think properly. Lovely, gorgeous. I love this period. I had a massive English Civil War army that I sold. Unpainted. I never got around to painting it, and I was like, I'm never going to paint this. I'll sell it. So I'm very, very keen to check this out. Another little skirmish game that looks like a whole lot of fun. So very, very keen to check that out. Mana Press is there. Yeah, boy! We'll definitely come around for some more games of Mordheim or Tribal or Mirrors. I'm keen for all three of those games. We'll chat separately, Ara, but I've been thinking about some fairly significant changes to Mirrors of Tulan. Love you. I love you too, sweetheart.
Like a whiteboard.
There we go. I think we it is like a whiteboard, isn't it? That sticker paper, that backing. I think it's time to wrap it up. We'll just quickly jump back into SketchUp. So no design work tonight. Just actually, let's get rid of that. We don't need that up there. No real design work. Just a chance to sit down and have a chat. These ruined wall sections, I'm not sure how to do. Somebody had mentioned in the stream last year, can we get a ruined section? I'm not entirely sure how to do that. It probably might be a good idea to have one that is completely separated, so that well, yeah, I don't know. You could pile up rubble around here if you had a pile of rubble, so miniatures could climb up and over it. I could do this. This is a question for you guys. I could make this model like this. It's just going to be blank MDF on the inside, and in here, you can glue a whole bunch of, MDF offcuts and rubbles and stones, and put a whole bunch of PVA in here. Put that in there. Cover a whole bunch of sand. Seal it all in there. Obviously for most of these castle walls, you'd have a very thick layer of stones on the outside, and then this is filled up with rubble from the building process. Rubble and dirt and all that sort of stuff. Anyway, something to think about for wave 2. So no design work tonight. Confirmation that we'll just go ahead and get this set released with the Gatehouse as it is. We'll get it done, get it out, get it finished. I love how chunky these walls are. 12 mil, 4 layers of 3 mil MDF there. It just gives it some good hefty weight. And I do like how I've stepped this down, so you've got it makes sense for an arrow to come shooting down like this, which is a slight difference from the Nasayin range. This was all flat, but you could have a miniature up here and they could have a look. Oh yeah, let's freak out for a second, SketchUp. You could have a miniature standing on this wall, and they could be miniature standing here, and then they could look down and they can still see down, and they can still see down. They can see all the way down. I like that little feature there. So let's get this done. I will commit to getting this sorted out for prototyping next week, and then we'll probably got another 2 weeks after that for instructions, packaging, production plates, all that sort of stuff. So in a couple of weeks, let's get it. Let's get it. Let's come back, finish up our chat. Thank you so much for joining me. We're at 21 people here. Well, thank you so much for people who are tuning in, people who are interacting in the chat. I do love these live sessions. It's a great way for me to, happy birthday. Thank you, sweetheart. It's a great way for me to engage with the, my community and the people out there who have been following me for so many years. It's wonderful. And the interaction in chat just makes these sessions even more valuable. It's just not me ranting at my camera. Can we finish up now?
With a redo. There's been a lot of comments.
There has been, hasn't there?
I can barely see the last one I read.
Yeah, it's been wonderful. It's been wonderful. Where are we? Samantha Press. I remember the brown bowler hat you bought in London. Yeah, is it up there? Is it up there? It's up there. I love this.
Who else is going to get it? I think I have. Hi, it's me. I'm wearing my PJs. What?
I love this hat. I really should wear it more often. Although Nick says that, brown bowler hats in the UK mean something, and I don't know what he meant by that. Yeah, because we're 20 seconds behind or so.
40.
You think it's 40?
I think it's 25.
I love this hat. I must get more cool, funky hats. All right, Jason the Bruce says, Neo Sentry is so good. I'm getting back into Infinity this year and been looking at it a lot. I've got a lot of different sci-fi stuff that I've worked on over the years that, it doesn't fit within the Neo Sentry style. Maybe at some stage we'll have a look at that. And he says, we've been looking at Turnip 28. Haven't heard of it. Don't know it. I'll have a look though. Darling, that texture stinks.
Yes?
Yeah.
I don't know. It smells like a normal text.
That's what normal textures smell like, then I'm worried for our children.
I think my text is fun.
Ragal says, a thought, have you ever considered doing roads? Not finished, but templates that form the base and allow the person to finish them. The sticking point for me is the thought of all the cutting. Well, that's the thing, right? Let's come back into SketchUp real quick. Let's grab a road section, right? So we want something that's 4 inches wide, and we'll do them in 12-inch sections, right? And that's going to be 3 inches. 3 millimeters. So here in Sketch, I wouldn't do this work in SketchUp. I'd do this in Illustrator. It's way easier to do curves, at least for me in Illustrator. I've just never seen the point of, I'm assuming this is what you're talking about, just making a base layer here. I have had other people suggest that, we could even do, if you let's push this over here. Let's grab, let's say, let's go with a 20 mil curve, something just. Actually, if we increase this now to 6 inches, if we go out this way 2 more inches. Delete those guides. I've had suggestions where, you could just add a little gutter to it and then people could round this off if they're doing like curved dirt roads or something. It gives you like a little pile on the edge of the road. Or, you could use this, put, a dotted line down the middle here, and, these could be the, part of your sidewalk. I've just never really, I've been asked so many times, that should be enough of a hint to me to say, hey, bloody well make them, Viv, people want them. But then I'm always like, people can just cut that stuff up. But if so many people are asking me for them, I should probably just do it. So... You see, Poland.
That's where Tilly.
Tilly doesn't go to Poland. Poland's in a long way away. That's in Europe.
Anyways, look.
All right, that's lovely. We're going to finish this chat up. So yes, I have thought about doing roads. I've been asked many times about doing the roads. So I think at some point we'll have to do it. Brett Simpson says, Baron's War game inspired part of my current D&D campaign. I must get that. Can you please stop with these weird noises in my ear? Yeah, I do want to buy it. It's super cheap, the rules, so I can't find anyone in Australia who stocks it, which means I need to get it shipped over, and which isn't a big problem. I'm going to quickly zip through the rest of this. Thank you so much for everyone for tuning in. I really, really appreciate it. I did actually, for the people who are still here, let's do this. Let's do this. If you're still here and you've been watching along, we've lost a few people along the way. Let's pop this up, right? I'll put it up on the screen so you guys can fire this up. And
I've been here the whole time, Dad.
You can jump onto, if you want to. I will make this code. Happy day, Viv. Uppercase, lowercase, whatever, it doesn't matter. That code, Happy Day Viv, you can use that on the website. We'll set that up after the stream is finished. I'll keep it live for 24 hours, and that'll give you 20% off. Let's do 20%. Does 20% off sound good, Charlotte?
Yeah. But I've been here the whole time, Dad.
You've been here the whole time?
And so have you.
So have I.
Yeah.
So, Happy Day Viv, in the coupon code on the website will get you 20% off, and I'll keep that active for the next 24 hours. So if you do want to grab something, you can use that. I'm not going to put that code up anywhere else. You can...
Where are you putting it up?
I'm not going to put it up anywhere.
You said you're not putting it up.
I said I'm not going to put it up anywhere. I'm just going to put that here on the stream. Happy Day Viv.
Why are you making it a code?
Because I need to put that in the website, so when people go to the website, if they've watched the stream and they've seen that and they go, oh, I can get 20% off, then if I use that code, it's just for the people who are watching on a stream to say thank you for tuning in with me and chilling out for an hour and 20 minutes.
And what's it going to be used for?
They get 20% off on the website. So if you bought a bar of chocolate for $1, right, and it was 20% off, how much is it now? And neither do I need a calculator. It'll be 80 cents, sweetheart. 20% off.
But you take away 20.
What kind of? We'll worry about math later on.
Money.
Nick, as in Eureka Nick. Did I say Nick before when we were talking about Crooked Dice Games? I meant Carl Perrotin. If that's what you're talking about, Jason the Bruce. He says, "Good night, Charlotte. Best guest ever."
Where?
Good night, Charlotte. Best guest ever.
Yeah.
Mitch says there's been a great catch up. Brett says we can do the rubble part on the ruins. Thank you so much to everyone who's jumping in now. Kentucky Fried Games has tuned in from Kentucky, USA. We're right here at the end of the stream. I do want to, keep to 2-hour streams. Tonight's a little short because Charlotte is still awake, and I don't want her to get. My wife is already asleep. Excuse me. I don't want her to go to bed with hair like this. That needs to be brushed. Look how thick this hair is.
Yeah, my hair's very thick.
Try and fit a hair tie around that.
I don't know. Well, there was a hair tie in it before one.
We can get him in there, but it's not easy. Olivsky is there. Hey there, Viv. Glad I could pop in for a while. Greetings from Poland to you and your family. Nice to see the young ones contributing. Thank you so much for tuning in. Crazy stuff happening over there in Europe at the moment. I wish everyone over there the very, very best. Yeah, crazy, scary times right now.
Scary?
Don't worry, you don't have to worry about that, sweetheart. So thank you for tuning in. All the best over there. Let's get out. And Grendel says, "Damn you! I need more reasons to spend more money." I've been resisting, but I know I want some more stuff. Thanks, man. Good reason to be up after midnight. See, Jason the Bruce says 80 cents. If your chocolate bar costs $1 and it was 20% off, it'd cost 80 cents.
Anyways, saw a comment about the 3D printer.
Your hair. Kentucky Fried Gamer says, "I feel your pain. My daughter's hair is the same way. Big, thick, chunky Hermione hair."
There's 2 comments I'm telling you about. There's one comment that someone said their daughter won't brush their hair, and then another comment that said about the 3D printer. I was like, all the way up there.
That was Mitch's. Thank you, everyone. Don't forget, you can use that Happy Day Viv on the website for 20% off for the next 24 hours as a stream special to say thank you for tuning in for my birthday and for design night where we didn't actually do any design work.
We lost a viewer because before it was 17.
People tune in, people tune out all the time throughout the stream. It's a long time to sit there and listen to me ramble.
I wouldn't tune out.
You wouldn't tune out? Oh, that's I love you. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. I hope you have a wonderful night. Tams and P, Shiny Games UK getting a restock, was looking at ordering some of their apartment kits. We'll talk about that a little bit later on. The international shipping at the moment is troublesome, and there's been issues with getting stuff out to the US and to the UK at any sort of reasonable price that it's made it very difficult for retailers to be bringing in our products.
Okay, once I'm going to sleep, will you start part 2 of tonight?
No. Once we finish up here, I'm going to brush your hair. You're going to go to bed. Then I'm going to play some Star Citizen.
Maybe. Of course you are.
Let me go do some mining. Thank you, everyone. Much love. I love you all. See you next time. Thanks for tuning in. Ciao.